Hi guys, it's Lily, and I'm here with my May weekly spreads. As you can see, I took a walk with my dogs in the neighborhood, and there are a couple houses with some really great cacti in the yard, so got nice and inspired to create some different styles of cacti, and so here we go. I'm adding some decoration to the page with gouache, and I'm just painting a little group of cacti, and I'm doing that because I've done a little bit of a different layout for this week, in that I've made the boxes wider and I don't have an 8th box for notes or anything. And yeah, I'm just trying this out. I typically don't need a ton of space for my weekly spreads, so I don't know if I'll end up liking this, but it's worth giving it a shot. I've enjoyed using gouache this month. I think I'm going to try and use it here and there going forward. I think it's a really great medium to use in a bullet journal, especially if you're using a journal with thinner paper like the Winsor. I think gouache would be easy to use without like the paper warping too much. Yeah, it's fun that you can get a ton of different colors depending on how you mix the paint, and adds a little bit of like texture to the page. I'm really enjoying using it. So this month I decided to mix things up a little bit. I'd make stamps for my weekly spreads, and I've been carving stamps for probably a couple years now. And I just thought it'd be a really fun way to add texture and color, and it would be kind of quick, and it's something that I can use for other stuff later on. So I actually have a video coming after this video that will talk more about how to make stamps for a bullet journal, and kind of what I was thinking when I made them. But for this one, you can see that I just created a stamp that fit in with the layout, and it's where I'm going to put my numbers for the days of the week. And I added that like mustard yellow color, and then it just felt a little bit too strong, so I'm going over it with my white gel pen. And I like that because it also adds another kind of textured element, which I think fits in nicely with the gouache and the stamp texture. Now I'm just writing in those numbers. I always have to go over white gel pen more than once, which is kind of annoying. I don't know if anyone else has a better gel pen. I really like that one, but I can never get it opaque on the first try. So on to my next weekly spread. This week my stamp is a rectangle for the days of the week, which is nice because that's definitely something I can use again, because this is kind of my standard weekly layout. And again, I'll talk about how I did all of this in another video if you're interested. But for now, I'm just stamping kind of a bronze color onto the page. And trying to kind of get them all lined up. Whenever you stamp something, there's going to be kind of a difference in how well the ink is applied. Like you can see, some of them have little areas where it didn't go on as dark. So if any of those are kind of too light, I just use a Q-tip and stamp on a little ink. But I like the way it looks, so that they're all a little bit different. So now I'm using gouache to fill in the leaves of these plants that I've drawn out. And they were supposed to look like jade plants, but they're kind of just their own kind of plant now. And I'm still just kind of using mixtures of that gouache I used on my monthly spreads. So it's nice. I've added a little paint here and there, but I like that I can just kind of keep going with that same paint for a long time. Now I'm just adding the dates to the little header space that I've put in the stamp. And I still have that last box in this layout that I don't really know what to do with, so I was just put notes there, but I want to come up with something better for that box. And then to finish it off, I'm just adding little round dots with a Q-tip and that same ink, stamp ink, just to balance out the page a little bit. Okay, this next page, I wanted to do something really different and create sort of a pattern along the edges using stamps. So I've marked off the edges of where my boxes are going to be with some white washi tape, and then I created a couple different stamps of various cacti and kind of stamping them randomly to create a pattern along the edges. And I was trying to be kind of thoughtful about where I was putting the stamps, but towards the end I just sort of started adding them randomly. And yeah, there was a point, I think, right in here where I was a little bit worried, thought it was gonna look weird, but I ended up really liking how it turned out. And it's just kind of fun. I don't know. It feels kind of like being a little kid somehow. It's a very like playful thing to stamp a page. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, here I'm just peeling off the tape. And I kind of wish I had stamped more along those edges so that, you know, it looked more like a pattern that was being interrupted by the boxes. But overall, I like how it came out a lot. This would be fun to create a pattern for like stationery, or like if you were sending an envelope, or all kinds of things. I also really like the stamps where the ink kind of became two-toned in between the colors. I think that looks kind of cool. Okay, so this is my last weekly spread for the month of May. And for this one, I decided to do kind of a more traditional page that I've been doing. So I'm just doing my standard boxes, and then I'm gonna paint the edges with gouache. So this is the week of my birthday. So in that last box, instead of doing a notes section, I did a wish list section. which is fun. And I guess that's kind of more for me than for anyone else, like stuff I might want to treat myself to. But yeah, as you can tell, I'm just really trying to think of how to use that last box in a way that makes sense for me. And maybe that means each week it's different, I don't know. You can see that I adjusted that left side because I had sketched out the cacti, and I realized that side was much smaller and more dense than the right side, and I wanted them to be balanced. And this part's really fun. It's kind of like, you know, coloring in a coloring book, because I've already laid out where I want the colors, and I'm just sort of changing up which color I'm using so that they're all different where they overlap. And then, yeah, I'm just going in and adding some white dots to give it more texture, and I don't know, it's kind of more fun with the dots. I didn't add any little spikes to these ones. I just really like how it looks with just the dots. It's a like more playful pattern. So that wraps up my May weekly spreads. If you're interested in how to create stamps for your bullet journal or just stamps in general, I'll have a video coming soon for that. And I want to thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, I'd love it if you'd subscribe or hit that like button. And I'll talk to you again soon. Okay, bye!